Hey guys.
What's up, y'all?
And we got Mad Dags Gaming. This is our first episode of the Retro After Party, baby. How you doing, man?
Man, pretty good, but you didn't tell me I had, I should have went with my other room over here. Look at it. Y'all seeing my bed, all that.
Listen, we are real talk, clear, uncut. Right. This is like BET Uncut back in the day.
All right.
You know?
That's fine.
So if there's
at least my bed is straight. That's all I can.
Listen. You know, I think I may have some trash, but So with that being said, we're here to let our voices be heard in the community, as they say. And we are covering home arcade news and gaming and reviews and everything in between. So with that being said, since this is our first episode, we're going to get into a couple of things to let everybody introduce ourselves to our audience and get a little research. And the first question I got to ask you is, so you are in Texas. Why do you have a Washington Redskin shirt? I see it. I've seen it in your videos as well. So this is not the first time. So what's going on there, bro? Because you in Dallas country.
I know. So I wanted to be the only 2 to 3 Redskins out there. You know what I mean? That's why. But now, I've always been, ever since I was in school, man. I just like, the way it looked, the colors and everything and I've always liked the Redskins. Always have, ever since I was really. It started kind of like when I was in like seventh grade. So, I've always liked them, and I said I'm dedicated, man. You know what I mean?
You feel like your feelings feel hurt now that you just like a high school team. Now you just call Washington a Washington team?
I'm kind of hurt, but I still wear everything. I don't care what everybody say. I'm gonna just be like, "What's up?" You know what I mean?
I feel you. So, I mean, I walk around with a paper bag myself. As you can see, I'm a Giants fan, and we haven't done anything in a while. I mean, a long while. So
nah, that's cool, man.
But I still rep my colors every Sunday. I go out there and people, I'm in Charlotte now, so everybody want to talk smack and the Panthers, and I'm like, dude, y'all ain't even win a Super Bowl, so come talk to me when y'all do that. Then say something. You know what I'm saying, bro? So
I got you. But I'm always gonna be a Redskins fan. That's it. I don't care how bad we do. Well, I guess you could say Washington football team fan now, but I'm still gonna be always with them. You know what I mean?
I feel you. So the real question, not the real question I did have is the origins of your name, because when I came across you on YouTube, I was like, what the fuck is that? Where you get that from? So I heard it in your one of your videos talking about you were a streamer and stuff like that. So maybe the audience haven't come across that video. So how did you come about that name?
All right, so me and my boy VJ, he's out of San Antonio. I'm here in Killeen. You know what I mean? And we used to work together. So, but we found out we play games. He plays basically the same games that I played, and then we kind of got a good friendship. You know what I mean? We were like, "Hey, man, you playing tonight? All that stuff." So we started. We just started playing games, together. We would get on and we would just start playing. Playing Call of Duty, stuff like that, and Titanfall, stuff like that. And then it was like, one day, we were playing. And and I'll tell you about the first name. So I don't know how this is going to come out on here, but the first name we came up with, I was playing and I was getting beat down bad, man, bad. And then I just said, man, I'm a sorry gamer. You know what I mean? And he just started cracking up. You know what I mean? And he was like, man, that'd be a good name. Basically, sorry ass gamers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's with the Z's. Not with the S's, the Z, and we made it. We did that. That was the first channel. We probably had it was like 83 subs, something like that. And we were just streaming games. So that's still up. and it's still, I didn't know it was still up.
So that was your introduction to YouTube, playing, streaming games. Okay.
Yeah, we were just streaming games all the time, and then we wanted to come up with like a little bit more friendlier name. And that's what we came up with was, the Mad Dad's Gaming, because, we get mad when we play. You know what I mean?
And I'm assuming that he's a dad as well.
Yeah, he's a dad as well. Yes.
Okay. So it's a play on words. I understand. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how we came up with it, because we're both dads, and we work. Both dads work at the lives. We can't play all the time, but we play when we can, and that's when we came up with this, and started streaming again, and then when I found out, like, YouTube changed your little policies, and we were almost there. We were hitting that what was it, 10,000 views or whatever it was. We were almost there, and then they changed it to the sub area, and then it was like, we were talking about it, and we were like, oh, I don't know, we want to still do this stuff because it's probably gonna take us forever. It takes you forever to try to get some stuff going, and this was before even any of that arcade stuff was out. You know what I mean? And then a little while ago, I don't know if I should bring this up, but I ain't gonna lie, I used to be like 330 pounds. So, and then I was like, you know what, we just took a break from it, and it took about a year. I just started going to the gym. Been doing it about 2 years now, and now I'm like 220. So, then I said, well, I'm going to the gym now. So let's see if I can try to get this stuff. Well, about a year and a half ago or something. I'm just saying, before the arcade, arcades were coming out, I was kind of looking at them, and then I was like, yeah, I don't know yet. Let me go ahead. So I waited. And my first cabinet was actually, what was it? I think it was Final Fight, something like that. It was either Final Fight or Mortal Kombat. It was one of those. You know what I mean? It was like the second, I think it was the first generation first, and then Mortal Kombat came out after that, But I wanted the Mortal Kombat after that. So I went and got that. And then I started collecting cabinets just like everybody else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that was your gateway.
Yeah, I started collecting cabinets, but I didn't put it on video. I didn't put it on the video because I wasn't thinking about, you see what I mean? I wasn't thinking about the channel at the time. Because at first we were just trying to like relax on the channel, because we were streaming, like I was streaming all the time, and like I had some people there, had loyal people always coming back to watch me every time, but it was just, I probably had 100-something views every time I streamed, something like that. But then it just got over time where I was like, I felt like I was doing it too much, and I wasn't kind of spending time with the kiddos and stuff. So I said, right. So that's what I did. We took a break for a little bit, and then when the arcade came out, like I said, when that came out, I started collecting them, and I said, man, maybe I should put this on the video. I'm gonna do a mod video. I'm gonna do the Killer Instinct. I'm gonna do my Mortal Kombat and stuff. What I'm doing on the channel, see what happens. And then there you go. So that's basically where it started out at. I did that, then I did my Killer Instinct, and then it just led from there. You know what I mean? So,
man,
appreciate you asking about that.
let me kind of segue. Well, it's not really a segue, but to add on to that. So, like everybody, quarantine is how I got started, and I was thinking about I always wanted my own pedestal, and that's how I'm gonna make my own. So I started looking at YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I started making a pedestal, and I didn't realize how hard that was going to be for a person that has no kind of woodworking skills. It was harder, but I ended up doing it. But I went to a Walmart and I came across Mortal Kombat, and my thing is, like, I remember going to the arcade when I was younger, and the first time I seen someone said, "Get over here," I was like, "Yo, this is not a game. This can't be an arcade. This is not real." And then I saw someone do the it wasn't Scorpion's fatality, it was Sub-Zero's fatality, and ripped the head off. And ever since then, I was in love. So when I saw that in Walmart, I said, I got to get that. I got to get it. I got it. And before I finished my own cabinet, so then my cabinet was put on pause. I said, I'll get back to you when I get back to you. And I got that. And then I was enamored with trying to do modifications to it. I wanted to do a Raspberry Pi. I wanted to do everything to it. And that's how I came across your channel. And I had hit you up a few times. I did I cut my own control deck, and it wasn't the best.
Okay.
So I ended up buying a control deck from Arcade1up. I bought a Street Fighter because I wanted the 6-button layout. Okay. And then I hit you up and said, dude, where do you get your graphics? How do you get your graphics? And you were just, I got you here, and you sent it to me. And that's like when you're dealing with people in these forums and different groups, you kind of get people to like there's some people that will just the kindest people. Like a lot of people probably think like Bobby Vu is conceited and stuff like that. He is the nicest dude. Like for real. If you ask him a question, he try to give you an answer. He'll try to get you some help with his builds and stuff like that. So when I hit you up and I was like this, yo, man, I'm doing this. He's like, nah, here you go. I was like this, man, that's a nice dude. And then when you did the mod to I had hit you up and asked you, do you know how to turn the power switch on and off on the cabinet? And you said, well, I don't do that no more. I got another way that I do it. And you sent me the video and I looked at it. So ever since those couple of interactions, I followed your channel a lot. Cool. And I found a lot of different things. And we're both growing channels, smaller channels. And a lot of people probably haven't seen some of the things that you've done. Whether it was like I just recently saw, because like me, like we're not only YouTubers, we're fans of everybody's work. And I don't know about you, but for me, I don't even watch regular TV, quite honest with you. I watch YouTube for the majority of the day. And so I'm always catching somebody's ideas, and you always try to make it your own. And that's how the creative mind works. So when I get an idea about something, or if I start interest in something, then I start doing research on it and start looking it up. So just like you and me, and probably everybody in our community, we're enamored with virtual pinball. But you had a mod that was probably a year old on virtual pinball, where you basically made an Arcade1up, a virtual arcade, a vertical one, where you had put in I think it was a Galaga screen, and then you have the screen on top of it. And I'm sure if that video came out today, you probably have got triple the amount of views on it, because
you know what I mean.
People are doing that. People are trying to do that now, and I mean that's again, that video is over a year old. And it's ebbs and flows, and I'm sure that things that we've done before will be done again, and what have you. But it's just interesting. It really is about time and place. So like, now that everybody's trying to get an Arcade1up one, where you were doing it, you had a backlash, you had everything on that, and I found that video very enlightening. I wish I had seen it beforehand, because I don't know if you can see that. Let's go right here. Sorry guys, this is obviously learning curve. So that's Superman. Well, that's Wonder Woman. She's a sexy lady.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, I that's one of the cabs that I made. I did a whatchamacallit. I basically extended a regular Arcade1up, and so I kind of like traced it, but I extended it in like another 4 or 5 inches. So I put like a 22-inch screen on a
Oh,
vertical.
okay. Ooh.
And so I after watching your video, I said it's already a vertical screen because I was just gonna put vertical games on there. But I think I get more use of having have it being a vertical pinball and a jukebox and vertical games. So yeah, that's you know how again I came across. No, though I knew I spoken to you and I watched your videos. That's a video I saw quite recently. So this, you
Yeah,
can.
so let me see if we can bring it up because I mean, it is a I mean, it is an older video. Like I said, like you said, it's about a year ago, and like I said, I was just always trying to come up with something, and I'm gonna try to see if we can get this to you so I could see this, so I can get it to you.
Let me see if I see it too because it's
Oh
probably
yeah,
on
you can
my
probably
recent
bring it up.
playlist.
Okay.
On my recent playlist, buddy. But again, the issue is that
And
I
it was
watched
from the
so many
first one, like
videos.
from the first. I mean, I don't know if you want to do the first video, but from the first one, like when I first thought of it and was doing it with just, just trying to figure it out and trying to see, if it will even work. Because at first I didn't even know. I was like, well, let's see if this will work, and it did. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I'm trying to see if I can find that first video.
This is the one that this is part one.
It is right there. Yeah, it is. I got it. I might see if I can send it to you or whatever.
This is part one.
Is that the part one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so
let's go full screen.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I said, let me see, because most people wanted to, you want to try to do something to try so you can save people money. That's one thing I always like to do, and I know Bobby do, which is pretty cool with me. He does the same thing. He tries to save people money. So that's what we try to do. And then I was like, you know what? Let me see if I could make a pinball machine out of an Arcade1up. I really wanted to try it to see if it would work with the back glass because I wanted the back glass on it. And I said, because I wanted to kind of feel like a regular, pinball machine. So I said, let me try it out. And then, once I got that up, I had to make the little slots there for the cables. But I mean, I think it came out fantastic. That was like one of my best.
All you had, because I don't, if it's a series, I didn't see the second one. I just saw this one. But at the end of this, it looked pretty damn good. Only thing that you would have needed to done was with graphics.
Yes.
But
this was the part one. And then I have part two. It should be in that link in the video. Part two should be there.
Let's go ahead and this is what I want people to see right here. Because once I saw this part, I was like, "This damn, that's sexy." And not only are you're not taking up space.
Yeah, it's the same size, and it just
because
I made it right at the top of the screen, like at the top, so that way it doesn't cover the screen. And
this is gorgeous.
Yeah, it just came out.
And instead of, because the creative part, I think the most creative part that you had was mounting it as though it's like a mount for the screen on the marquee. That's probably, I think, is the most genius, because you're not really doing any a person like me who only knows how to put gas in their car. they could do this.
No, it like I said, it was fantastic, man. Like, I mean, even I had fun doing it because I was like, I don't know if this will work, but I wanted to see if it would. I was like, man, a pinball machine, like an Arcade1up pinball machine, you know? And that's what I was saying. I was trying to go for it long, you know, as you can see, even before they were even thinking about pinball machines. I mean, I was like, you know what? Let's see if it will work. And like I said, down at the bottom, that's when I had the next one was the Ghost Rider one, where actually, you know, you see it in action in that video.
Let me pull
Down
this
at the
up so I
bottom
can see.
right there.
Right here, show more.
Oh, it's at the right there. After the link. Yep.
All right. All right. Let's see, because we'll watch this together.
Let's see if it. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it right here. So this is what I ended up doing.
Now, did you end up parting ways with this one, or do you still have this in your possession?
Yes, I ended up parting ways because a guy, he really wanted it for his family. And, you know, I was playing it a little bit and stuff like that, but it was sitting there. And he paid, basically he said, hey, man, I'll pay you, because I didn't really want to get rid of it because I put into it. I didn't really want to get rid of it all.
That thing looks sexy.
You know what I mean? And I was like, it looks real good. I try to get everything with it, you know, and the sound I had with it was pretty good. And like I said, I just wanted, that's why I had the holes there, because I figured if I was going to just make it an arcade, I'll have the holes still there if I ever wanted to drill them out and put joysticks on it. And I actually ended up doing that later down the road. So it was a pinball machine. And then it had, in one of my other videos, I think even in this video, I put the link on, it had the joysticks. So basically it was an all-in-one. It had so I had to be able to have you can play vertical games and see, I mean, I tried to make it pretty nice and clean up in there. You know what I mean?
I will say this, because I feel like I've been through your transition, your growth, watching your videos. And that's the beautiful thing about YouTube. It's like you have a relationship with a person that you don't even know. So I felt like I've been part of your growth, and you could see the progression. Like, though this is sharp, you start seeing in your later work, you start even being more of a perfectionist, and you start doing other things that, I guess you would say, finish the product off. So
yeah,
especially when you started doing basically custom work for customers. When you get to that level, it's got to look nice. It's got to look like if Arcade1up had provided this stuff. You know?
Yeah, I had a lot of people ask me about this one. You know, when I first did it, they were like, man, I mean, at first they would ask me, how did I get my name at the top? And then it switched over once I got, you know, once I got in there. But just having it, I mean, it takes a while for doing back glass. It takes a while trying to get everything correct on there, and the DMD, trying to get that straight on there. It takes you, like, it took me a little while to get everything kind of like straight on that back, you know, because without doing it and doing that, and then I had to have it switching off, so to switch off and then do it that, and see, I got it straight up. And you could tell when you're looking at it, like when you're sitting there, you're not going to see, like, there's and you can hear some bass in it because I put that bass in it, but see, it just comes out. It's nice and it clean. Graphics was nice. And you know, just playing it, he didn't really play. He hasn't played any pinball. Like, he hasn't even played it, man. He never played any pinball at all. And he was playing it for me on here. And I told him, I said, thanks, man, for doing it, because I got to be able to record it. And he was able to do that for me. And I was trying to show him how to do it. And I was like, okay, yeah, you hit that right there. And see, you can see it. And see what I'm saying? Like, you can see that it's just the regular, it's the pinball. You can play it, you know? And it has like the back glass on it. It's almost kind of like if it was leaned down, it'd be kind of like the same thing.
All you really have to do at this point is set it on one of the views, because he doesn't have the proper view on it. If you were like in view 2, the 2 or 1W, that'd have been perfect. I mean, it's perfect to me right now. I love the graphics.
Yeah, it came out now. You can't really. I mean, it looks even better. You know, and people thought that monitor. See, I tried to go in on it. You see what I'm saying? So people thought the monitor. You know, yeah, that's too small. That's too small. But I'm telling you, if you wanted a pinball machine, and didn't have room for it, that's what I was going for.
Yeah,
because I don't really have that much room. So I was like, I'm not gonna be able to afford a big pinball machine. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna try to make one myself. And that's just what it is. I was like, I gotta have you know how stuff is. You gotta have a back glass. You gotta have you gotta have a DMD and stuff like that. So
this is like you said, like I mentioned before. This is a gateway. So you got this, and this was your first experience with having something other than like your PC as a home arcade pinball, and then
correct.
you said I need bigger and better, and then you end up going with the Toy Shock, and you modded that as well.
Yeah. So
Then now you're with Marvel Pinball, so it's a progression and stuff like that. So I you know I saw your review, and I'm sure a lot of us did because we're all enamored with pinball, and we're all clamoring, and it seems like we are at a crossroads where either it's you're on one side, a blind loyalist with Arcade1up and says this is perfect, or you're a at gamer and like, oh, this thing is trash. And
yeah.
you know, it's somewhere more in between. To be quite honest with you, like one thing is, I started trying to do my own virtual pinball, and not something this. I wanted an actual table.
Oh, okay.
So I started doing research, and what is it going to cost? If I could cut my own wood, would it come out good? I'd probably say no. So I need someone else to cut the wood. So I said, let me look at kits. So I came across Game Room Solutions, and Game Room Solutions was wanting for a 23 inch. It was like something.
Dang.
It was like 200 and something dollars. I was like, that's too small for me. So let me go up to the next one. That was 27 inches, and that was
Okay.
$399. But you don't. All you're getting is wood. So you're not getting any graphics. You're not getting any buttons. You're just getting the wood and the screws to put those together, and no legs. So if you
Okay.
add those on, I'm at an Arcade1up. I'm like, because I gotta add the legs. I gotta add the screens. I gotta add the PC or whatever I'm going to be using to power this mother. I said, okay,
Okay.
no. Then the next one up is what the one I truly wanted. That was like 650 bucks. I was like,
Dang.
yeah, that doesn't make sense. So I end up ordering a AtGames pinball because I know that I'm not going to be satisfied with just 10 games.
Oh, okay.
So this is a more flexible. But I also like the beauty of the Arcade1up. They look, if anything, if you say anything about Arcade1up, they know how to make things look gorgeous, like it
No,
should
they
in
do.
the
They do.
arcade. So I said I really wanted Spider Man, the Marvel one, because I'm a big Marvel fan. I'm a Marvel whore. But I said, you know what? Not really. I ordered the Attack from Mars because those games are more unique. They're simulations of real life pinball tables. So the physics was different, and then I love the artwork, and I have nostalgia to it because I played that actual machine when I was a kid in the arcade. Not a lot
Okay.
because pinball is expensive, but I knew that. So and then I end up still trying to build my own because I know AtGames is not a perfect as well, and I want it to be 4K, and I want it to be a bigger screen, even bigger than AtGames. AtGames is 32 inches, but their back glass is quite small, it's like 15 inches. Um,
Yeah.
so I want it bigger. So I ordered a kit, and it hasn't even come yet, but it's supposed to allow me to get a 43-inch playfield and a 32-inch back glass.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be my project. Eventually, I'll get to do it all, but it will be over a period of time. But hopefully, I get the AtGames and the Attack from Mars soon to hold me over. I'm in no rush because I'll have pinball there.
Yeah, that like I said, that Marvel to me, the Marvel cabinet is, because I'm a Marvel fan. I got. I'm telling you, I got like old 1992 Flair cards. You know what I mean? And I used to collect them all the time. You know what I mean? So I had those in my little binder folder and all that stuff. So I used to. I mean, I like Marvel movies. I love them. Actually, to tell you the truth. So to be able to do something like this, you know what I mean? And then, then they came out with one. I was like, oh man, that cat, like, if you saw my video, you could tell. I mean, just the how it looks. Like people can just get it. Just they ain't gonna probably play it, but just how it looks in the game room, it's fantastic. Which I barely have a room, but it looks fantastic. Just even in my living room, because that's where I had it, and it looked good in there.
No.
And I think the next video, that next one, will show you where I think I had it to where it was. I don't know if it's underneath, but it might be like the one that I actually did to where. Let me see if it linked it. I don't know if I linked it in this one. No, I didn't. I didn't link it in now. So, but it's one that I had where it'll just go. If you go down, it'll say Ghost Rider. And keep on. Let me see. Nope, you got to go down a little bit more because like it's kind of an older one. It'll say go up a little bit more. Up, and it's to the left right there. Up one more. Yeah, so that's it right there.
Okay.
So that one ended up being the final project to where you can actually play horizontal games, at the top and vertical at the bottom. Plus, you can still have your pinball. So it was like I tried to do like an all-in-one cabinet, as you can see right there. So now you got pinball, and now you got everything all in one. And a lot of people were like, "What's that Mortal Kombat cabinet back there?" That was an all custom one that I did. So, but some people were talking about on this one where they said, "Well, I don't want to have to pull my neck up. My neck is looking," and you won't, because when you're sitting there, it's telling you it's kind of like level where the marquee is.
Is this on the riser yet?
What's that?
Is this on a riser yet?
No. Well, I don't know if this one's on a riser. I don't think so because my son.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on a riser right now.
Okay.
It might be. Yeah, it might be on a riser right now, I think.
No. So back to when you were talking about your experience with the Marvel pinball.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to say I wanted to say one thing. It's a twofold. Now, if you've played pinball effects on your computer, that's when you may have an issue with Marvel pinball, because it's kind of like you've seen HD television and trying to go back to regular TV. It's hard. You're gonna notice the difference. But Arcade1up was more concerned with the gameplay.
Yes, that's
it plays well. It plays extremely well. I mean, you have, the nudging, you have the no flipper lag. It plays well. You get the experience of playing pinball, and that's ultimately and what it really comes down to it. And it looked like your son was having a fun time playing it.
Yeah, so you can see that. Remember, I was playing Donkey Kong, and then now, if you look at the top, excuse me, but now if you wanted to play like Mortal Kombat, you see you would be playing at the top. even though it shows at the bottom, because that's how MAME works, it wouldn't let me make the bottom be like a marquee. It would. I was playing with it so long. I'm telling you, you don't know how long I was playing with that thing.
So you were trying to figure out a way how to.
I was trying to figure out how to do that. But then my next one, you have a marquee on the next one. But anyways, I just wanted to show y'all that's what I came up with a long time ago. But again, to the Marvel Pinball, it's fantastic. Like really, when you're looking down, yes, you can see it, but you're gonna be looking like, you know what I mean? You're not really gonna be messing with you're not gonna really be doing too much of that. You know what I mean? So to me, when I was playing it, my son was playing it, it looked okay. But then I showed y'all the difference. And like you were saying, you could see the difference between the Pinball FX because I was playing it on the toy shop. And then I moved over to the arcade, the Arcade1up pinball. So you could see the difference in the colors and all that stuff. So you could see all of that. So,
I mean, the Arcade1up, like you said, it's more
gameplay is fantastic.
It's more like you're a centerpiece of a room. It's art. It's gorgeous. That
you're right.
The backglass is stunning with the light shining through. It looks nice. The chrome accents on it. One thing, it's kind of like having a flashy car that can't go so fast. You park it in the parking lot, and it looks gorgeous. I mean, but it still gets you from point A to point B. Now, the AtGames is like that Buick, where it's a tank. It's not the prettiest, but it has its functionality, the ability to play all the games that you really want. To be honest with you, the AtGames is more like a computer, like monitors and buttons, and you're bringing everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, or
they're giving you.
You can just play it the way it is, and the Gottlieb games, they're not the most fun. If you're an older pinball player, you're gonna like it. If a kid's not gonna gravitate to play the Gottlieb games.
Yeah.
But the new games that they have, the Sicaria ones, I was making jokes on them when I first saw them because I was like, what is this? Because I bought a 27 retro tables. But these tables look like Moses and Jesus used to play pinball on these things. Like, they're old as, and I was like, nah, bro, this ain't what it is. But I looked at their library and they got remakes of the deluxe tables. Those are fire.
Yeah.
Those are fire, and they play awesome on the Legends because they've been optimized for it. You can use the plunger, you can use the nudge. It has animated back class. So even if you just kept it for that, I think it's worth it. But the ability to do everything else with it is even awesome. And now they did a firmware update this week that will allow you to use your plunger and the nudging on pinball what do you call it, VPX.
Oh, nice.
And what do you call it, what were we just talking about, pinball FX3. Now, you don't shoot videos and show it on YouTube because the pinball police will be after your ass.
You're right about that, though. You're right.
Zen ain't playing that. They don't want you playing that on nothing else. And I find that amazing. I put wherever I paid for the product. If I want to play that in the bathroom on my cell phone, that's up to me. You can't tell me what to do with the product. I bought it,
and
but
that's
they
what
don't want it.
But you're right, because if you got Steam, if you have Steam, so if you got Steam and you bought basically almost all the tables, then you can get, like you said, get a computer if you wanted to, sit it on there, connect it, because you can connect it up there, So you're using what you paid for, which is Steam on your computer.
But they you can't play it. Like that's some bullshit.
Saying,
that's like you can't. I'm sorry. You can only play on Dell computers. If you have an HP computer, I'm sorry, we don't deal with HP. You can't tell me what to do with the product after I bought it.
Yeah,
that just doesn't make sense to me. But so I don't know, audience, if you guys are aware, you have to get it into cabinet mode, and cabinet mode is not something that is the easiest. Well, let me rephrase that. It's easy, but some people think that it's hard. You have to put in a request through Zen. So it's a form. You just fill it out, and then they'll email you back saying,
"Oh, okay.
Can you provide me either a cabinet or your monitors in a portrait mode?" And that's good enough. Man, I put my screens are on mounts. I just put it in portrait mode. Put on pinball effects. Sent them pictures. They sent me back in the same day, and I'm in portrait mode. So when my thing comes, I'm just gonna plug it in. I mean, I already got the code in the computer, so I'm connecting the computer to Legends Pinball. It's automatically gonna recognize the two screens.
Nice. Yeah, that's what it should do. Yeah.
And because the Legends control deck is recognized as a Xbox 360 controller, you don't even have to do anything. So it's pretty awesome, man. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to get mine on Wave 2.
Wave 2.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get mine on Wave 2, so I gotta wait. I'm hopefully. I mean, I don't really know. Now I got my bundle, so the other day I got an email. I thought it was I really thought it was the table, man. I really thought it was the table, but it wasn't the table. It was the. I actually bought the Gottlieb and the Zakaria tables, and it was telling me to go ahead and pay for the bundle part. So I was hoping it was the actual pinball table, but it wasn't.
Listen, I'm like a crackhead. Every morning, the first thing I don't go to the restroom. I look at my phone and see if I got an email from AtGames for this cabinet, and I'll probably look at it about 4 or 5 times a day. Like, nope, still nothing. Nope, still nothing. And then I got the bad news that I'm not. I thought I was in Wave 2 because I originally was the original AtGames thing, but I end up selling it because I got FOMO, and I need the latest and greatest. So I said I need to get the updated one because it got the buttons. So I ended up selling my original one and bought the second version, and I ended up screwing myself because I didn't have the code for the first one to be in Wave 1.
Oh man,
and then
I gotta be like.
I waited too long on it, and I end up doing it that night instead of the time that I was supposed to. So I'm actually in Wave 3. So you're gonna get yours before me, and I hate you for that. Just want you to know.
My pleasure, man. You know what I mean? My pleasure. My pleasure on that. But well, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know though, because when I did it, so I looked right. So I looked at my thing. It said I did it at 10 a. It said 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So all the other people got to do it at 9. It was like 9 a.m. at that time. But see, I was, since I was I had the 1.1. You had to wait, that hour to be able to do it. And then they said if you did it earlier, if you tried to cheat and everything like that, you would be put back to the end of the line. I was like, no, I ain't trying to do that. I said, I'm just trying. Let me try to get in the thing. Try to put it in there. I said, what? Oh, okay. I think it was 12 o'clock our time or whatever it was, Central Time. So I said, okay, bam, I did it, and I was like, okay, got it in. All right, I'm good. And now just waiting, you know what I mean? And it's when somebody, you really have to put that money away. You know what I mean? You have to put that money away because you don't know if something happened. Like in Texas over here, we had that freeze. So everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody might not have your money. So they probably send you the email right then and there. You're like, oh man,
everybody got this stimulus money right now. So They waiting for that machine to drop, but
well, you had to do the same thing with the pinballs, though. See what I mean? They like GameStop didn't even tell you they were coming.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even tell you they were going to get you out. Money. You just look at it and they just charged me. Okay. Just like for the Marvel pinball, I didn't know. They just said, I mean, luckily I had it. You know what I mean? Luckily I had it in there. But it was like, bam, charge it, done. And I was like, they sending it. Okay.
So the way
no tracking number, no tracking number, none of that. I just found, like I said, I came back from the gym,
and it was there,
and it was right there. It was like laid right there. I was like, dang, it's already here. So that's just how that is, But I'm proud of it. I mean, it's nice. I like it. I like it. So if I had a chance to even get the Star Wars or Attack from Mars, just to have them lined up, one in the kitchen, one in my room, or because
you can replace the dining room table. You don't need an actual table.
I don't really. I really could make that my dining room, like you said. I really could probably make that area the arcade little area, because I have a. No, but I said,
what I'm trying to say is that take out the table, right, and then you just eat your meal on top of the pinball.
Oh well, you're right. I could probably do that. You know what I mean? Put like 2 or 3 napkins down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm sure you could do a mod to put a leaf on top of it. Boom, and then when you're done, just pick it up. I'm saying.
You know what I do? You know what, man? That's what I'm gonna come up with. Man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put something on the sides. Okay, I'm gonna put something on the sides, and then I'm gonna drill little holes in it, and it's gonna have a little board. It's gonna be like this. It's gonna come up, bam, like it'll just come up right there. You know what I mean? Right there, and you could just, you know what I'm saying? It just come up like it'll be underneath, and you just pull the board up, bow, like this. You see what I'm saying? And then you'll be set. You know what I mean? Put that on there. You put your stuff right here, chilling. You got a little hole in there for your cup. Bam. You're good, man. 2 or 3 fries. You know what I mean? Unless you're going to get some, some gummy bears or whatever you want to have. You can have them in a cup or something. Eat your bowl of Fruit Loops or Frosted Flakes or Cookie Crisp or, whatever you want to do. You can do what you got to do, man.
For our first episode, we were off track. We've talked about everything but what I had on this.
I know. You're right.
So we're gonna give a.
Did you already cancel this already?
No, bro. This is on there.
It's still on.
It's on. It says 48 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to roll. So I guess
let me do this real quick with you, and
all right,
and we'll get out of here. So the first thing was I wanted to talk to you about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Because that trailer dropped yesterday. It is from the same people that made Streets of Rage.
You're right.
Right? They're gonna retcon whatever happened, between yesterday and basically the 90s. It's going back to Turtles in Time. So all that garbage that happened between that never existed. So I'm excited about it. It's coming out for Steam. You can you're waitlisted right now if you put it in Steam, and it's coming out for the new system, so the PS5 and the Series X, the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation, and the Xbox One. So that's exciting that is going to be on those systems. But more importantly, I think it should be on a arcade system because it plays like an arcade, and I really hope that John is listening and tries to get that on the iiRcade, because I think that would be a number one seller day one, because he already has a relationship with the publisher. Windjammers 2 and Wonder Boy is from the same publisher. Why don't they have Streets of Rage 4 and this game on there? Like,
oh man,
that would be a game changer.
No, that would be. I mean, I'm telling you, like, and I told you about me and iiRcade. So I bought it because I wanted something like that. You know what I mean? I wanted the the newer style because it says it has the power. It got the the gigawatts and it has the power, and that's what they advertise. They said we have the power. We can run better games than all the other arcades can as of right now. And that's what I was waiting for. So I bought it for the potential that I can play other games like Streets of Rage 4, which would be fantastic. And then, like you just said, I'm hoping the new Turtles gets on there. That'd be man. That'd be.
I
I'm
think
just
he
saying.
needs to put that as day one. Like that's the thing that he needs to do. Like he made a big move with the retro wrestling game. Um, Again, the sad thing is it's not going to come out to April, but the only way you can get it right now is through Steam. So it's not like the other competition is getting it, and it's not like
Yeah.
you can play it on your consoles. They're going through certification right now to get it to the console. So it's a little bit of a delay there, but with those three games, I think that's like people who buy Arcade1ups, they buy it for 2, 3, 4 games. The 12 right now, if you get a legacy cabinet, but the
Yeah.
average thing is 3 to 4 games, sometimes five. So I think those three games are what's going to be the difference. See, and John, I understand he's in a peculiar situation because he needs to prove to the publishers that these people are going to buy the game. So he has to produce numbers. And it's hard to produce numbers when you don't have the most appealing games in the library. You know, there's 100 ways to play some of those older games on there. But what he's been doing that has caught my attention is getting those peculiar um, titles that other places don't got. Like he has that new retro the fighting game that was supposed to be based on Double Dragon.
Yeah.
That
That's
the game that's an interesting game because not everybody got that. So you're standing out. He got Dead Cells. It hasn't come out yet, but that's another title that no one else has. That so it's unique, and I think he has to get some of those titles that are on the fence, like the Streets of Rage 4, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Those are mainstream, but they're still a little different.
so. What I think. I mean, so me personally, when I do stuff when I buy a game, right? So I was hoping that I was going to talk to him about this. So John, if you're listening, I don't know if anybody else did this, talk to him about it, but um, when I actually buy a game, like if I'm going to buy a game, I really do want to test it out first. So normally, you know how some of these places, if it's a really good game, people know they're going to be popular on it, or they think that they want you to buy stuff. They give you like a little timer demo or something like that, like a time demo, so you can play it. And then when you're playing it, and then it just cut off on you, you're like, "Hold up, man!"
I
You know what I
I
mean?
want
Just hold up. So then you're like, "Oh, I gotta buy this game." You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, I've done that on the PlayStation. I've done that on there. I've done it on the Xbox because you know what I mean. It's just that's just me. I want to try it, and if it's good, I'm still playing it. Now, if I just turn it on and then I turn it on. Oh, this sucks. I'm out. But see, at least you have a demo on there, and you can get the little demo, and he could time sensitive that to where it'll cut off, and you can't play the game no more unless you buy it. But I don't know if they're that sophisticated yet to be able to do something like that. But if they have that on the site, if they had little game timer demos, so people can try, it would be fantastic. That's all.
I think that's an excellent idea. He kind of has something, not to that extent, but you can buy a game, and I think it's like 3 hours or no
Oh,
30
okay.
minutes. So if you buy the game and you are unhappy with it under the first 30 minutes of playing it, you can request a refund. But you have to pay for it up front. And then you say, "Oh, I'm not happy," and then I guess you go through a process to get it refunded. So but I like your idea better. It you know, it's a timer. Like the thing is, he needs to do is make his store fully functioning through the machine and not through your cell phone. Like I think it's a cool feature that you're at work and say, "Oh, I want this game." And by the time you get home, is on there. But when you are ready to play a game, you're gonna go to your machine. You're not worried about. You're not trying to find where your phone is to play this. He really needs it to be a flushed out system on there. That leads me to another topic, and I don't mean to jump, but we're pressed for time. So this other one kind of goes with this. There's a topic, and it's been brought up in the past, but ant stream for arcades. So basically, that's like the Netflix
Okay.
of retro gaming, and I think this is a phenomenal product, and I don't know why more people are not talking about it. But
Okay.
it's allowing you to stream these retro games through these people's service, and they even have uh, a free tier where it's less games, but they're still appealing games. You can stream Mortal Kombat 1 on this, and you can stream it to your Fire Stick, your Google Chrome, anything that has a web browser, basically. So it's really cool. But I think that maybe I, I don't know if it really probably is not a product for John, because John, he's not in the cabinets he sells. He probably sells it almost at a loss. He's trying to sell software. That's
Yeah.
his,
Yeah.
like, that's where the money is in the software. That's why he builds such a premium product. This product's got to last for a long time to end up
Yeah.
recouping that money. He's got to produce product. So understand that. But at games is they also are. This is a product that's going to last you your lifetime, because they do firmware updates and stuff like that. Yes, they come out with accessories. They do a twofold. It's accessories and software, or service. They want you to be hooked on their arcade net.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be through arcade net, and you're going to be on there forever. And that's how they keep on getting money over a period of time. But
Yeah.
for that service, it's got to be worth it. If I'm gonna pay $20 a month, it's got to be worth it. The only reason I have it right now is because of pinball. But if I didn't want pinball anymore, for I have a computer that has every pinball game, why am I gonna keep the service, right?
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think they need to do something like Ant Farm, maybe Ant Stream, maybe partner with them, because they have games that are actually appealing. And yes, I can do Coin Op X and play all those games on there, but can I play with the community? Can I play these challenges? Can I say, yo, Mad Dad, you want to get on there and play some Mortal Kombat? I can't do that on CoinOpsX. It's basically local. But with
Yeah.
this ant stream, you can do that. So I thought that was
I
interesting.
mean, they got Fightcade that's out there. Fightcade, I don't know if you heard about that. So Fightcade is kind of like the same thing. You can kind of do the thing, but it's if you're talking about something like that with tournaments and stuff like that, and you can do all that. But like I said, they have Fightcade. They're updating it constantly and stuff like that too. You can play some people from different areas with different type of games, but you do have to do like what you're saying. It's not just to plug it in and you know what I mean? Plug it in and
You,
start
you
playing
have
with
to
somebody.
you have to
You
do the
have to
ROMs. You have to do
configure it.
all the stuff.
Yeah. So I
See,
mean, you
this
got to
is
do
just
your stuff.
simple.
So
A layman like me can do it. I don't have your skills there, Mad Dad, to do all that, know, configuring stuff. So, okay, two other things that I wanted to talk real quickly about before we head out is
all right.
the Outrun cabinet. So, you know, back many moons ago when they first announced out the Outrun, they said they were coming out with a stand-up cabinet and it would be sometime this year. Well, it's here now. It's exclusive to um, HSN in US anyway. And in Canada, Canadians, they got their own thing, their maple syrup and stuff like that. So they do whatever they do. But actually, from what I heard, they're not going to even get it. Michael B said they're not going to get it. But it's basically another option. Like me and you, we don't have the unlimited space to put a sit down cab. So this one's a stand up cab. It uses the same height as a Star Wars cabinet, so it sits up a little higher. It's cool. Um, it's not for me because the graphics on it is not as fun for me. I probably would wait for Cruising USA or Crazy Taxi or something more appealing to me. How about
Yeah.
you?
No, it's the same. It's the same. Like that's why I didn't buy it in the first place. Like I didn't buy it. I know I didn't have room. I mean, because it was gonna be like the pinball. It was like, okay, am I gonna get pinball machine or am I gonna get the Outrun cabinet? So it was either, and you already have a couple of you have a lot of cabinets. Then you try to, if you had a
Right.
lot of space, then you don't care, But when you don't have a lot of space, you have to really pick and
Gotta be
choose which
limited. You're gonna
cabinet you're
be
gonna get,
choosing.
like, okay, I got to get the stand-up Star Wars instead of the sit down, even though I want to sit down sometime and play it because that's how you should play it. No, I got to get the stand-up. And then the same thing here with the Outrun cabinet. Now I was really thinking about the stand-up one because I was like, well, I can kind of put that in. I don't have to have that seat out there that's going to take a lot of my space. See, now I can I can
And
stand up
you know how it is because you actually built a Forza cabinet.
yeah, I did a
Um,
little
yeah, you built a Forza cabinet. I remember that one. So you was like you've been there, done that, and you did it better because the graphics on that was an Xbox, right? That
yeah,
was
the
running.
Xbox one. Yeah.
So it's hard to go from that to say playing that. Yeah. So there's that. So it's a no go for both of us. And the last thing is I wanted to talk about was I don't know if you guys are probably familiar with Toycade, but he posted his first video of the year, mind you, was on a product that he leaked a few months back last year of AtGames coming out with a Pincade. So basically, it's like the Sharpen. So it's going to be like a little
Little, yeah.
tabletop pinball, and I could see there's a market for that because there's people that are limited with space, like you and me. But for me, it's still not something that I would want because it's just too small. First of all, you're not gonna have a plunger. You're gonna have buttons. You're gonna have a tiny screen. You're not gonna have back glass. I can make, and I'm limited with my skills, and I can make something better than that. You know.
Yeah.
And this time they did the artwork with Zakaria in mind and not Gottlieb. So one of the
Okay.
speculations is, will it not have Gottlieb tables? Will it just be um, Zakaria tables? Will you have to buy the Gottlieb tables if you wanted it, or do you have to get the arcade net to get those? I just found it interesting, and nobody's really talking about that. So that's possibly a product that they're going to be announcing on their next Owners Day in September when they do it again.
Oh, okay.
Are you interested in the product, or is that a no go for you?
Well, nah, because I actually, I'm not gonna lie. I actually wanted to feel, like you said, I wanted that feel of like the real one with the little backlash on it. So I mean, that's kind of like what I like to see. Like I want a real one, so that's why I'm ended up getting the go ahead the pinball the at games pinball. That's why I'm getting that one. Now, don't get me wrong. If you wanted to play pinball mobily, then you can go ahead and get something like that, and then you have all the. I don't know if they're putting all the accelerometer or the
I
all
don't
the
think it's going to
feedback
have
in there.
any of those because
Gonna have all
they're
that
probably
stuff.
trying to keep the
So I
plus.
don't know. Uh,
I
okay, so
don't think
yeah.
they're
I
going
mean,
to
if
do
they're
that.
not gonna put none of that in there, I wouldn't. I mean,
And
there's
if you
other ones. is what I'm saying. There's other ones that you could probably, because you have enough. I mean, there's enough. You got the AtGames Legends. You know, the AtGames 1.1. You can play pinball on. You got that now, and then now you're gonna have the, you know,
you can play with the game.
The other one.
If you're trying to be flexible, excuse me, and you want to be on the go, you got the Gamer Pro. You can take that wherever you want, plug it in, and you're good to go. And you can play it on a 50-inch screen if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they're asking. I mean, that's why, like you said about the survey. So they did this. You did this. They did the survey to try to figure out what people are wanting, and you know, we'll see. We'll see.
Anyway, because regardless, we saw the results on P-Dub's show. Nobody wanted that shit, but they're still going to come out with that one because it's easy. It's easy to come out with. It's gonna be able to go on the shelves at Walmart, and people are gonna buy it. People are gonna buy it. But is it a product for me? No. So that's the closing of the book on the first episode. How do you feel about it?
I know we went a little long, y'all. We went a little long, but so it'll be basically about an hour every time. So we'll get you, and we'll probably be live next time, right? We'll see. We'll see.
We're definitely doing this right. Guys, we wanted to say thank you for stopping by and talking with your friends, UAG and Mad Dad's Gaming. You know, hopefully you found us entertaining and come back again. And what do you got to say, buddy?
Yep.
All right.
Now, I just want to thank everybody for coming over, checking this out. I know you don't have to really, y'all don't have to click on this because I know a lot of people, like you have other people to watch, but this is just real talk, retro after party, real talk. And if y'all are interested in it, just let us know and then we'll keep doing it. You know what I mean? So we appreciate you. Mad Dad is out.
So click that like button if you like it. Subscribe to the channels. And I'm going to call that a wrap. We'll end it like that.
All right, then, y'all.
All right.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.